Hi Cougars, my name is Miss Hoffman and I run the real life learning program here at Half Moon Bay High School. The purpose of this presentation is to onboard you onto the new Mobileserve app that we are using for recording community service hours, finding community service opportunities. So I'm going to share a presentation with you. Go ahead and share my screen. Okay. All right, so after this presentation, you will know just enough to get onto your Mobileserve user account and begin to start logging hours for any service you do. After that, all of us will be learning by doing. This app is new for all of us. So I will send out occasional updates on School Loop and on email, some frequently asked questions, as well as some future tutorials about the app. However, if you have questions specifically about a feature of the app or if the app is glitching, the best person to contact about that is Mobileserve directly through their live chat. If, however, you have questions about service, what qualifies for service, or your past hours that show up on your Mobileserve profile, those are great questions to contact me about. All right, let's get started. Before we actually get into Mobileserve itself, I wanted to spend just a couple minutes talking about why we even have a program here at the high school. Why does service matter? Why is there a graduation requirement for service? So as citizens, we have what's called a social contract with the community that we live in. Our communities provide safety, education, beauty, aesthetics, cleanliness, entertainment, lots that we can sometimes take for granted. And as members of the community, it's also our responsibility to contribute, to put a little deposit back into this place that we live in. And so we find ways to give back and to be of service. Yes, there is a requirement for graduation that all students complete 35 hours of service. However, my hope is that service will not just be a box that you check off just to graduate. As coordinator of this program, I would like to meet one-on-one with literally every single one of you so that we can brainstorm opportunities that are meaningful to you. We can personalize opportunities that have value to you, help you learn something more about yourself along the way. Some of you may have heard the expression that knowledge is power. Well, self-knowledge is like a superpower. So the more you learn about yourself, the more you will know more information about, what's important to you and what you're good at, what you're curious about, so that when you come up against these choice points in your life, specifically even senior year, what happens after high school, you'll have some data. Also, these service experiences won't, they'll be so much more fun for you. They'll be more fun for you. And, quite frankly, and number 4, why else? Well, service experience and just experience in the real world is really good for future applications, future interviews. People always want to hear about what experience you've had, what matters to you, what you've learned. And so Real Life Learning as a program, we're here to help you get more experience in the real world while you're in high school. So start thinking about what interests you or things that you're curious about outside of high school and email me to schedule a time to meet. I really want to be able to personalize these service experiences to best match who you are and what matters to you. Okay, so now we're going to get ready to get on board with Mobileserve. The first question to ask yourself is, what device will you be most likely to use when you're logging service hours? Both work. You can use either. So even for the purpose of this onboarding, you can use your laptop now to just activate your account and then download the app later and use the phone to log your hours and search for opportunities. So for the purpose of this onboarding tutorial, just pick one. If you're going to the laptop, go to this email address, app.mobileserve.com, and then go to the next slide. Oh, well, I'll go to the next slide. If you're using the phone, go ahead and download Mobileserve from the App Store. And you're going to want to pause this video until you're either at the website and looking at the place where you're going to log in, but don't log in yet. Just when you get to that place, when it's asking you ready to log in, then you'll know to come back to this video. And for the app, once it's totally downloaded and it's showing you a place to put in your email, that's when you'll come back to this video. Okay, so let's go ahead. If you've downloaded the app and you're ready at the website, let's go to the next slide. So this is where it's really important to slow down for a second. You can go ahead and click sign on with Google over here, right here in this box. However, at that point, right in here, it's going to prompt you for what Gmail account do you want to log in with. You have to select your student Gmail account. If you have other Gmail accounts, just ignore them at this point. Select your student Gmail account to log in, and then this will automatically connect you to your Mobileserve profile. It'll drop you right in. You may get prompted for your student ID. If that happens, do that. If for some reason you're not connected with your, and it's not pulling up your email account, then go ahead and in this place, go ahead and type in your student Gmail account and your password. If you need help figuring out what your Gmail account is, your student Gmail account or your password, you can go ahead and contact me and I'll help you track that down. Okay, so pause. And when you're all set with that, come back to the video and we'll go to the next slide. Okay, so next slide. So once you have been dropped into your Mobileserve profile, you should be seeing a screen that looks a little bit like this. What's cool is that you're probably seeing the cougar colors because Mobileserve is so awesome. They did this and they added the cougar colors instead of their typical blue. So yay, Mobileserve, thank you. Here's of course where you can add a photo. This is the number that will always show you real time what your current service hours are. The number that you're seeing now is the number that we know to be your past hours, everything up to this point. If again, you have a question about that number, send me an email, we'll figure it out. But this will be the number that's changing real time as you're logging service hours. So up here is how you get to the menu. This is what the menu bar looks like. Down here for support, that's where you go for live chat. Here's the opportunities page. This right now is not populated with local service opportunities. The reason is because this onboarding process that I just finished for all of the students on campus, I haven't yet had that with the local community partners, and I will be having that in December 2021. So after that point, you will start to see local nonprofits posting opportunities. You may get a prompt asking you, would you like notifications? It's up to you. The one advantage of saying yes to that is that when nonprofits are posting opportunities or when I post opportunities, you'll get a notification. Over here, you might get a prompt asking, would you like to use your current location? Again, it's up to you. I will say the advantage of saying yes and sharing your location is that when you go to search for opportunities, it'll know where you are, and it will pull up local opportunities for you to get involved right here on the coast. Okay. All right. So now we're going to watch a short video about how to log service hours.
Your social impact. In this video, Mobileserve provides a quick and easy way to log service hours and communicate your social impact. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to log service hours. When you're on the user profile, scroll to the bottom where you can see the Log Your Hours button and click there. From there, you will enter your service date, the number of hours that you served, and your service organization or the volunteer location where you served. Next, you'll choose a category from the list of options that your organization has provided.
Okay, pausing here to say that for real life learning, you're not going to see categories that say on campus and off campus. Instead, the types of categories you're going to see are categories that describe who's benefiting from the service that you're providing, who's receiving the service, or what's the mission of the organization that you're working with. So for example, you'll see categories such as animals, arts media, education youth, environment, sustainability, government politics, health and human services, categories like that. So do your best to tag your service experience with the category that best describes it. And the reason that's important is because every once in a while, I'm going to be running reports and I'm going to want to see, well, where do Half Moon Bay High School students like to do service? What types of service opportunities do they care about, so that when I have extra time, I can go out and drum up new cool opportunities in those types of categories.
And then you'll enter the Tell Your Story section. This allows you to share your full experience, provide details of what you did, a funny story, or a reflection of your service.
Okay, yes, you will have this box here, and that is for telling exactly that. What did you do? What was your service learning opportunity all about? And then you'll have another box underneath this that will prompt you for self-reflection questions like, what did you learn? How might this impact how you're thinking about your choices after high school? So here's a pro tip, especially for those students who are earlier in their careers at Half Moon Bay High School, freshmen, sophomore, even juniors. Remember when I mentioned that there will be senior year, a whole bunch of either college applications or scholarship applications or job interviews in the future, people asking you about who you are, what you've done, what you learned. If you take the time and put a thoughtful response to this question each time you log your hours, you will thank yourself later. You'll just be able to go back into your past logs and see real time what you learned then. All right. So take the time to give a thoughtful response, and you will be happy you did that later.
Once you've completed each of the details for your log, click Next to see the verification section. On the following page, you can verify your service hours through 4 different methods. These verification methods are managed by organization, so you may find that some of these are missing or that others may be required. You can tell if a verification method is required if it has a star next to it. If you try to submit a log without a required field, you'll be taken back to fill in those details. The first way you can verify is providing the name and email address of your service supervisor. Mobileserve will automatically send an email to this person requesting they verify your hours once you click Submit.
Pausing here to say the only verification method that is required for real life learning is this supervisor name and email. You will not be able to log your hours without inputting the supervisor name and email. And this is the only thing that actually verifies your log. However, let's go to see what the other cool verification methods are. And I encourage you to play around with those too. They're all optional.
The next verification method, which is only available on a mobile device, is a signature. To add a signature, click in the signature box that would appear, turn your device sideways, and have your supervisor sign with their finger. Next, you'll have the option to attach a photo. And finally, you can attach your location. You will receive geo-verification only if the location you attach matches the address of the service organization or location you indicated on the previous page. Once you've completed the verification section, click Submit Hours. On the next page, you will see a short summary of your log. You'll have the option to share your service directly to social media by clicking on the appropriate icon. Click Done or navigate to another section of your profile from the menu when you're finished. To review the status of your log or to make changes, you can go to the Activity section of your profile. On the Activity table, you can see if your log has been approved or rejected by your organization admin. If there is a green check mark, this means your log has been approved. An X means it has been rejected, and no icon means it's pending. Click on the row for the log if you want to review it. From here, you can see which verification methods have been completed in the verification section. You can edit or delete the log.
Okay, so if you have questions about that, go ahead and email me and I can help you learn how to log service hours. But in my experience, after you've done it a couple times, it will be pretty intuitive to you, okay? All right, so a common question, what if I still have past hours that I haven't turned in? The answer is you're going to log those hours into Mobileserve yourself. So any hours that you've done in the community, any service hours that you've completed before the moment that you activate your Mobileserve account, those all are considered past hours. And if you hadn't handed in some of those, you will go ahead and log those hours into Mobileserve. However, you're going to enter my name and my email address as the service supervisor. The reason this is important is because some of you may have service hours from a couple of years ago. It was very easy to do service, fill out a form, and then just keep the form and not hand it in. So I know that that's true. So that's why you're going to put my name and my email, and then you're going to take the form with the supervisor's signature, and you're going to hand it into the front office. They'll get it to me. When I receive that form with the supervisor's signature verifying your hours, and I get the email from Mobileserve saying that you're requesting verification of these hours, I'll put those two things together. I'll verify, I'll approve, and you will see those hours then pop up onto your Mobileserve profile. Email me if you have questions about that. And of course, email me with any questions that you have. And I think I'll go ahead and stop sharing. However, just a couple more things that I wanted to say before we pop off, which is this is new, right? It's awesome that we're trying something new. And anytime we do something new, change is hard. And things can be a little messy. So ask lots of questions. Questions make us all smarter. Questions make this program richer and better for all of us. And I encourage you to follow Mobileserve on Instagram. One of the amazing things now that we're connected to Mobileserve is that Mobileserve has an integration with Volunteer Match, which has access to volunteer opportunities around the world. So now what's also available to you are service opportunities around the world, virtual service opportunities. So more likely that you might find something that really matters to you, something really exciting. I don't want this to be something that you just have to do. Let's make it fun and interesting. Come see me. You know my email, reallifelearning@cabrillo.k12.ca.us. Make an appointment. My office is located in the library building on the outside corner. So my door actually faces the C building, Miss Stubbs's classroom. I'm looking at it now. My office hours are on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at lunchtime, and Wednesdays advisory. And I think that's about it. So thank you for joining this tutorial. And I will look forward to seeing you around campus, and even more so look forward to meeting with you one-on-one when you have time to tailor a service opportunity just for you. Take care.